Hey guys, so I figured since I've got so many animated stories that we would take a look at them and rank the stories you guys liked best. These were all ordered based on the amount of likes they each got overall. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the video!
Also, don't forget to like and subscribe.
When I was younger, I was in Air Cadets, and they sent you to a place, it's known as Basic. And this was a giant base camp for cadets, for Air Cadets. It was the first time that I actually had been on my own in another province, another place being said. And, you know, cadets is kind of rough. You know, they're not gonna, you know, be like, oh, hey there, welcome to camp. They're like, you know, attention and this, that, march, blah, blah, blah. What they would do, we were in barracks, right? There's about like 10 barracks on each side, and we would get called up 6 in the morning to the front, and everyone would be lined up. Again, this was 6 in the morning. There was a guy, he was to the left of me. He was kind of looking around a bit, and I looked down to my left. I was kind of looking at my shoes, and to the left of me, there was this dude. He was like he looked like he was some Asian guy. And he freaking had a boner, man. He just had this freaking erection on the go, and he wasn't hiding it. It was just straight up out. And I remember I was just like, what the fuck? I was like, oh my god. I was like, oh, this is so uncomfortable. I'm so uncomfortable right now. But the worst thing about it was I looked up to him, and he was looking right at me. He was just staring at me. He wasn't blinking. He was just looking at me with those eyes. It's almost like he was like saying, "You want it? You want it, don't you?" And I remember I just shot back to attention. I was just, oh my god, this is so awkward. This is so freaking awkward. Oh my god, this guy's gonna do something to me. And then we separated into our separate squadrons. But with that being said, that was definitely an awkward experience. One time when I was in Florida, this is where this happened. But we were there, you know, the beach was great, it was awesome, you know, the warm water, the sand touching your feet. You know, my family, they wanted to kind of just chill on the beach a bit, you know, just relax. And I was like, screw that, I'm gonna go swimming, yeah. And then I saw something weird as I was swimming. I had my goggles on, right? And I come out of the water, and I saw a pair of panties, fresh panties, right in front of me. Now, at first I was like, oh god, there's a shark! Why is there clothes in front of me, and why aren't they on a person? Then after the distance a bit, I could see this couple look like they were wrestling around, look like they were wrestling with each other. And I was like, are they being attacked by a shark? But then I kind of clued in a bit on what might be going on here. We'll see. Turns out they weren't they weren't wrestling. No, sir. They were screwing. They were screwing in the water. Right on the beach. Right in front of me. Well, kind of in front of me. It was in my vision. Now, obviously, I didn't like, you know, say, yeah, I got your panties. I kind of just left it there and kind of started walking away slowly. And I was just kind of walking away. I'm like, what the fuck? And I just kind of swam back like I didn't see nothing. But then, what made it even worse was the guy's shorts. The guy's shorts. And then I was just like, okay, I have no hope for these people. And then went with my family, and then we kind of went on a boat and kind of followed some dolphins. It was a very cool time.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's me, TheFearRaiser, and here today I'm gonna be telling you a very awkward. Wait, what's that? You can't hear what I'm saying? Okay, just give me a second. Let me remove this helmet.
Okay, I think you can hear me now. Does that sound better? Yeah, I think that sounds better. Hey, what's up, guys? It's me, TheFearRaiser, and here today I'm gonna be telling you another awkward, cringe, freaking fantastic, not so fantastic story that has happened in my life again. I just feel like the rest of my life is I'm just doomed to just live through awkward experiences and just express them and tell them online. Is that the case? I am having a lot of bad luck encountering people banging, okay? I'm just trying to enjoy life and just trying to get out of my house and and all I see is people banging. This had happened, okay? This had happened at a party I went to. So anyways, what had happened was, oh God, this was incredibly awkward. So I had to go to the washroom. And there's a lot of people there. So what I had done is I gone upstairs to use the washroom. I knocked on the door, and the door wasn't locked or shut. So the door had opened up. And in front of me, people just completely naked, drunk, and and they were banging. It was like a porn scene, guys. It was really messed up. And I, of course, just shut the door immediately. They screamed, which is super awkward and comfortable. And as you can guess it, I didn't get to use the washroom after. Like, taking it all in and being like, Did that just happen? Did that just happen?
So this had taken place probably about 5-6 years ago. So I was like 15. So what had happened was one time in the summer, me and my family had decided to go on a small vacation, not really a vacation. We wanted to go camping, and we were gonna go for a week. So we decided to, pack up our bags, take our trailer, our new trailer at the time, and go to this park. But this park, it had lots of trees. It was really nice. It really made you feel like you were out in the wild. But it also had this beach along a pond. So about maybe like 3 days in, for some reason, I had woke up really early. It was probably like 6 o'clock in the morning. And, the sun was just rising. And it was really warm out. And I'm like, you want to know something? I want to take a dip in the pond. Okay? So, I went to this beach. But nobody was there. Except for these two kids who were in the water. And, I was going to get in the water. But I decided to just sit down on the sand and just chill and watch the sunrise. So, I kind of looked over at the kids, and I had noticed that they were naked. And I was like, okay, that's kind of weird, but whatever. And I looked away because, but then, as I'm, sitting down, trying to focus on other things, because clearly this is weird, their mother had come out and joined them in the water. She was naked. Now, bear in mind, I don't know if this was some kind of skinny dip morning ritual for this family, but she saw me just chilling. She knew that I was on the beach. She just walked past me, naked. And, she walked by, and I just turned to my right. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I was actually so, and this is not a new beach, by the way. This is not a new beach. This is a family park. So I'm like, what the hell is she? Look at she. I'm like, what is this? I was really freaking weirded out. I looked. Oh my god! I just knocked my glasses off. This is how intense this story is. I looked to my right. It's bad enough that you got these two kids and their mother naked. I look to my right, and here is this fucking naked man. He just walks right down past me and just goes in the water. So I am now sitting on the beach observing these people who clearly know I am there, and they're just naked, just chilling in the water. And this was a very shallow pond, and I'm just like, what is going on here? Oh, good old high school stories. Okay. So, when I was in high school, you know how the drill is. You go to school, you do your work,
And then, comes the midterms and the finals. I remember, it was a Wednesday. I slept in thinking that the test was on Thursday. But no, it was on Wednesday. So I got a call when I was sleeping. I was sleeping in. I got a call about 10 o'clock. She's like, Jordan. I'm like, yeah. She's like, don't you have an exam today? And I'm like, oh, no, that's tomorrow. No, it's right now, actually. What did you just say? My final was happening as I was still half dead in my bed. So, of course, I bust into the final gym room, the gym room where everybody was. Everybody's staring at me. So that was awkward enough. Everyone's like, what the fuck? Look at this guy. Why isn't he here? Well, he's only here now. So, I sit down. I'm kind of panicky, but I start the test. Then, this was like a moment in time where I feel like it's like one of those movies where the main character sees weird shit, but no one else does. And he gets weirded out. Except, in my situation, I was sitting down, doing the final. And somebody let out the biggest fart ever in the gym room. Now, I don't know why I didn't see anyone else laughing or grinning, because I looked around when it happened, like anyone would, and it's like I was the only one that heard it. But the thing was, though, it was so funny that I actually started laughing while I'm doing my final. So when you're like laughing at something and you're trying not to like be loud about it, you're trying to cover your mouth, and like when you're class, you're like that was me in my final, full of people in a gym. And I was crying, I was holding my breath because I was choking because I was laughing so hard, and I was getting looked at and stuff, and it was bad. And on top of all of this cringe, my freaking phone alarm went off in the middle of the final. It's like, wake up, and then people just look, and I'm like, oh no, oh! And I whip out my phone, I'm like, my life's over. And I just put it on silent, and the teacher's looking at me, and I just immediately have the phone in my hands, pointed to the teacher. I'm like, take it. And they're like, just put it in your pocket, it's cool. I'm like, oh. So I was super embarrassed. It was a very bad experience. Yes, very bad, very awkward experience during my final. But regardless, I passed it, blah, blah, blah. It's another day. I move on. So this story takes place back when I was 13 years old. Back when I was in cadet camp in basic. So just think about that. Now a 13-year-old is being sent away from their family to a whole nother province. You're pretty much on your own with if you have friends in cadets, and you're pretty much there for 2 weeks. While I was there, on the weekends, they had a party. They had like a little dance party thing. So this happened every Saturday or Sunday, I think. I can't remember. After the first week, we had gone to this party, and there was this girl there. As you know, everyone's worst nightmare, the slow music came on. And one by one, everybody was getting picked off. Hey, you wanna dance? You wanna dance? You wanna dance? You wanna dance? Everybody was gone. And then there was just me and this chick, this girl, who I thought was attractive. And, but like she was just there, like she came out of nowhere. And I was like, what? I looked at her and I'm like, you wanna dance? And she like said yes, like she had been waiting for that answer. And we were dancing for a little longer and stuff, and then she stopped right in the middle of the dance floor and just didn't do anything. She just stopped moving, like she was disappointed. And I was like, what's wrong? What's going on? And then I look behind her, and there's this guy there, and he had his arms folded. And then she walks away from me and goes towards this guy, to which she starts having a chat with. Guess who this guy was? This was her boyfriend. This was her 15-year-old boyfriend. It was, I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty bad. I was kind of like, oh no. Oh Lord, please help me. And you wanna know what happened for the rest of the week? Pretty much this girl had been still trying to get with me while she was still with this guy, while this guy was still watching her every move, and I guess mine as well. And it just got ridiculous. And I actually was like in a situation where I'm like, do I avoid her? Do I not avoid her? One thing led to another, and then we ended up kissing. It didn't really feel like anything. It just felt kind of dull. It was like we just did it just to see what it was like. She ended up dumping this guy in front of me, but shortly after, someone who I was also friends with, or he ended up asking her right in front of me. The funny story now is that, she's off in her own world in another place, and she's already got 2 kids. She's got twins. And she's like with a guy who's like 35. But anyways, guys, that is my awkward story. I don't know how old everyone is, but I would imagine a good few of you have had, crazy ex-girlfriends. The story I want to tell isn't about my ex-girlfriend. It's gonna be about my friends. At the time, me and my friend were very good friends. I ended up getting a girlfriend, and then he did as well. And these 2 girls actually were friends. His girlfriend, all right, I'm gonna describe her in one word: insane. But oh, do I got the stories to tell you. And you want to know something? I'm only gonna tell you one. So, you know, I got a girlfriend, and so did he, and you know, all 4 of us used to hang out all the time together. It was always like, it was all the time. We always used to hang out. It was a great time. You know, we'd play Just Dance at the house. And one day, we had gone over to my friend's house. We were sitting down. We were playing Just Dance for a bit, right? His girlfriend's like, I'm going to go to the restroom. And we're like, okay. Now, I want to have you bear in mind that my friend's house was small, and she went to the washroom. So, you know, for 20 minutes, me, my girlfriend, and my friend were downstairs, you know, laughing. It was funny. We were having a good time and stuff. And then, after 20 minutes, we're like, where's so-and-so? Let's call her Jeanette. Where's Jeanette? And then, you know, we're all like, didn't she go to the washroom? We're like, yeah. And my friend goes up looking for her. He's like, Jeanette! Jeanette! Like, calling out her name and stuff. And no answer. Again, this house is small, so there was no need for her to not reply back unless she was dead. So, you know, we're like, Jeanette, where are you? And, you know, then I started helping. And we looked outside. Because, again, this was in the winter, or there was snow on the ground, but there was no footprints. So, you know, we're like, okay, she must be still in the house. So then all of us were looking for her, calling her name out constantly. Jeanette, Jeanette, Jeanette. This is where it gets fucking creepy. So then, all right, we went downstairs in the basement. You know, we're like, Jeanette, Jeanette. We go to the furthest corner of the basement, okay? The furthest corner. Guess where Jeanette was? Jeanette was hiding in this little storage area in the basement. But get this. She had her phone on record. She was recording us in the other room while we were laughing. And guess what she said when we found her? Like a wild guess. Could have been like, oh, I got stuck. She had said, took you long enough to find her in the house. And, you know, she wasn't joking around. She was dead fucking serious. Took you long enough. And she was pissed at us. When she was in the other room, in the basement, recording us. And then after we found her, she gets up, walks into the living room across from the basement, and starts giggling while she plays us laughing. She was laughing at us laughing after she said that to us. And oh my god. That is the definition of creep. Hey, what's up, guys? It's me, TheFearRaiser, and I'm bringing you another scary stories for your viewing pleasure today. This scary story is actually going to sound, it's gonna sound so ridiculous that you're not, like, a lot of you are probably gonna, like, have a hard time believing it. This happened this happened back in my late elementary school days. Was, you know, as normal parents would, for their young kid. They want to go out. They want to have a good time. And so when they're out doing stuff, who's going to look after the kid? Of course, they're going to go to a babysitter. We had moved recently from the old neighborhood to the new one. And of course, that had to change up my parents had to change up the babysitters. My parents got a babysitter. She was pretty cool. You know what, let's just not name her, okay? It's probably better off we don't name her after what I tell you. You guys are not gonna wanna know anything about this girl. So yeah, I was like what? I was like 13, 12. I was like 12, 13. She was like 17, 16, 17. One night my parents had got her to babysit me and they went out. You know, all fine and dandy. I'd asked one of my friends if they wanted to sleep over. So it was cool. It was gonna be a good night. I was looking forward to it. And if I remember correctly, it happened to be my birthday. They left. Now, this is where the night gets crazy. So me and, you know, the babysitter and my friend, we were just like in the kitchen chatting and stuff. Then she started acting really strange. She chased me around the kitchen with a knife. I'm not joking, but there was a cake on the table for whatever reason, and there was a big dirty knife in it. She took the knife out of it and was like chasing me with it. She was fucking, you know, it doesn't matter how many times you've had a babysitter, they're not supposed to chase you with a knife. She scared the living shit out of me and was chasing me around the house. You wanna know the best part? My, that friend that was over, she had asked him to help her freak me out. So, you know, I was legit scared for my life. So she chases me up the stairs, okay, with the knife. I, of course, am still freaking out. I locked my door. And then I sat in front of my door, and she stuck the knife under the freaking door. So, like, it was like a horror movie now. Like, I was terrified out of my mind. So I opened the door. She was gone. And then, a few seconds later, she shut the power off in the house. So I was in the house alone. Well, not alone, but by myself, essentially, with the lights off, with my fucking psychopathic babysitter and my friend as her accomplice. You wanna know what? I literally waited it out in my room until my parents came back. Fuck, my childhood is fucked up, guys. Holy crap, I'm just thinking back to that moment. Wow. So what had happened, all right? So we were in the movie theater, me and a few friends, and we were just sitting down, we were watching some movie. I can't remember what it was. This was a good few years ago. Things were kind of weird that day, I'm not gonna lie. So we were just sitting down in the movie theater, okay? There wasn't that many people in there. Actually, there was very little people in there at all. But yeah, we watched this movie, and halfway through the movie, okay? And this is when things started getting pretty freaking weird. I was kind of, you know, looking around because I kept hearing noises, all right? And as I'm there, I'm just like in the movie theater, I'm just like, you know, watching the movie, and then all I hear is, and I'm like, what? What was that? And I'm like, that's not from the movie. And I turn around, okay? I don't really see anything. And then, okay, I'm hearing more noises. About 5 minutes in, I hear like another, and I'm just like, what the fuck are they doing back there? I turned around. There was two people up at the top of the movie theater, and they were banging. They were going at it. And I'm just like, oh my god. I'm like, they doing it. They doing it in the movie theater. I'm like, oh my god. I never thought this day would come. Then again, I guess he didn't either. Oh, snap. Oh, that was during the climax of the movie. Oh, I'm so sorry. These are horrible puns. They were going at it, and they didn't get caught. And this is a freaking movie theater. Kids, children, brothers and sisters, always be wary when you're at a movie theater. You never know what could be happening in the back.
Yo, what's up, guys? It's your boy, TheFearRaiser, bringing you another story for your viewing pleasure today. Today isn't an awkward story. It's not a scary story. More of a prank story that I have to tell you. You might notice that I sound really like I got the flu, but I'm going to use it to my advantage because I sound like I'm slowly turning into Squidward. So this is another story that takes place in cadet camp. Anyways, it was the first time I was really independent. We were stationed in barracks, like that's where our rooms were to sleep in, but most of the time we were on a base. So these barracks were pretty much where we slept. And so you shared a room with 3 other people. So I had shared the room with these 3 guys. And so essentially what had happened, 2 of those people that I was sharing a room with were my friends from my cadet camp. But there was one that wasn't from our cadet camp. He was actually from there, like Nova Scotia. So one of the friends that I had, let's call him Jake. Jake and this other roommate did not get well. They didn't get along at all. I didn't have a problem with the guy. He was pretty funny. But Jake and this other guy did not like each other. There was a night where Jake had gone to bed early. So me and the other roommate of mine and this guy that Jake had a problem with, we were just chilling in the room, just talking. And Jake's here fast asleep. So, you know, it's about like 11 o'clock now, and one of them, I feel like I have to title this person. Let's call him Brian. Brian's like, man, I gotta piss. And I'm like, go to the bathroom. He's like, nah. Guess what he does? He takes a bottle of apple juice and he pisses in it. And and then he put the cap on. And lo and behold, this bottle looked like apple juice, even though it was a bottle of piss. So this is where this is where things get funny. Jake was asleep. Brian decided to take the bottle of piss, apple juice, and a little bit of, harmless fun. He dropped the bottle next to Jake. We were laughing. We were like, but we were quiet about it. So he didn't wake up. But it was funny because Jake turned over and he held the bottle of apple juice to his face. He was asleep and he was cuddling with a bottle of piss from an enemy of his, which he didn't like. So this was just getting funny. But, it was a little bit of harmless fun, and we went to bed. So then the next morning, we wake up. This is 6 in the morning, 6 a.m. And, Jake gets up first, obviously, because he went to bed early. So I kind of wake up shortly after he got out of his bed. And I'm kind of like dazed. When you wake up and you're like, ugh. I was watching him, and he got up, And I remember we all kind of got up after he got up. And he's like, man, I'm so thirsty. Yeah, this is exactly where it's going. Brian, it's like, oh man, you thirsty? Dude, it's okay. You can have my apple juice if you want. Oh man, that would be great. Where is it? Oh, it's right there. I think it's on your bed. Jake picks up the bottle of apple juice. I'm still pretty much dead, staring at him, amazed that this is about to happen. He unscrews the top cap of the bottle, puts it to his mouth, and starts drinking. He is drinking piss out of this apple juice bottle. He has been deceived. He has been lied to by his enemy. Well, he was there drinking it for like 2 seconds, and then he stopped, and he's like, oh my god, is this what I think it is? And the second this apple juice bottle went to his mouth, I had exploded in laughter. I was on the ground crying, and he just ran through the barracks screaming down the base camp, and oh my god, I was crying. It was such a bad prank, but it was so funny.